Hello everyone, welcome to EduTap. So IRDAI Phase 2 result is out and now the interview is the final stage that you cannot take lightly. In this video, I will break down the things that you need to do to ace the IRDAI Grade A interview. What areas of current affair matter the most? Which sections of IRDAI website should you focus on? How to handle the tough questions, and what if they ask you about the insecurities that you have, about the gap years that you have, how to handle such questions. So all of this and much more we are going to discuss in today's session that will help you to become more confident and more prepared for your final interview. But before starting this video, let me tell you that EduTap has launched for you the interview guidance program for all the students that are going to give the IRDAI Grade A interview. This is absolutely free of cost for all of you. And in this interview guidance program, you are getting short videos regarding the mannerism, regarding the dressing that you should be doing, as well as regarding the knowledge and the areas of current affair that you should focus on, as well as in this interview guidance program you are getting one-to-one sessions with the mentor regarding your queries in the DAF, in the detailed application form. So if you are confused in any area of DAF, you can have the one-to-one session and you can ask your queries and you can ask that which areas you have to focus on. There is also the free mock interview that is provided in this interview guidance program. So this interview guidance program is like a solution for your various queries, for your various problems that you are facing in this interview journey, right? So here we are providing the multiple short videos, one-to-one session for your DAF and also the mock interview, and this is absolutely free of cost. So all of you who are preparing for the interview of the IRDAI Grade A, I will suggest you that do enroll in this free interview guidance program where you are getting multiple things. Okay, so now let's get started with this session. So these are the important pillars that we are going to discuss briefly in today's session. So we are going to discuss about the detailed application form, and for them remember that the detailed application form is you, because they do not know you personally, right? So they will know you through your detailed application form. So we will discuss that how will you should be filling the detailed application form, what are the areas that you should focus on in this detailed application form. We will discuss about IRDAI, the areas that you have to focus on for the IRDAI, the current affairs, and all these pillars we are going to discuss in today's session. Okay, so starting with your detailed application form. So for them the detailed application form is you. So whatever you are filling in the detailed application form, fill it very responsibly and do respect the detailed application form. That means do allocate appropriate time for the detailed application form. Do not be in any hurry to fill it up. Read everything very carefully, that what they are actually asking from you. So if it is written graduation onwards, that means you do not have to tell about your 10th, 11th, 12th. If you are writing about this, that means you have not read this section carefully. So graduation onwards means graduation, then post graduation. If you have done PhD, so you can write about that. So whatever you have done graduation onwards, from graduation and onwards, so you have to write about that. Okay, now many of you must have the confusion in the suitability area, that what to write. Like if you have worked in the bank, then okay, you can write about the risk assessment that you have done and the various managerial role that you had and such. But let's say that you are a fresher and you have never worked before, you are just out of your college. So then what will you write? Because how suitable you are for the IRDAI role, right? So then you can write about, let's say you are from BTech background, okay, you are from engineering background, so you can write about your problem solving skills, you can write about your analytical skills. Let's say you are from graduation, from BA background, so you can write about your communication skills that you have, you are a quick learner, let's say you are very hardworking. So you have to write about your characteristics that will be suitable in the IRDAI, that will be helpful for the IRDAI. Okay, so in the suitability, remember that you have to write that how you are best suitable for the post applied for. So either you have some experience in the risk assessment in the insurance area maybe, so then you can write about your experience and that's why you are suitable for the job. Or if you do not have any experience, do not worry about it, write the characteristics that will be useful in the IRDAI. Like you are a very quick learner, so you will be able to very soon you will be able to learn about the IRDI and its functioning from inside. You are very adaptable, let's say, so you will be able to adapt in the role of the IRDI Assistant Manager. You have good communication skills, you have very good problem solving skills. So all of this you can write. Okay, so remember that suitability, you have, if you are a fresher, you have to write the characteristics that you have that will help in IRDI. Okay, now references. Many of you, if you are working in bank as the clerk, so you have to take the reference from officers holding position 2 step above the cadre of the applicant. Okay, so you know that, okay, you have to take the reference from 2 cadre above. But let's say you are a fresher, then what? So for the freshers, try to take the reference from any government employee, okay, at the managerial post, or at the bank manager's post, or in the government office, the person is in the manager post. So take the reference from them, because that will look nice in the reference section. Okay, so if you are a fresher, then you can take like from the government employee, try to take the reference from any government employee that is in the post of manager and such. Or let's say you do not know about the government employee, you have no connection with any government employee, so anyone in your family and your relatives must be in the private sector and in the good post, in the post of managerial or senior manager, so take the reference from them. Okay, so if you are working, then take the reference from the same organization, that will look good. And if you are not working, then you can like first focus on taking the uh, like reference from some government employee at a good post at the managerial level, or you can take the reference from some private employee at a good post. So show some respect to DAF, try to read the DAF very carefully and try to fill the DAF very carefully. Avoid common mistakes in DAF, like I have told you that if graduation onwards is written, so you have to start from graduation and then you have to like go to post graduation and such. So do not make any silly mistake, read the DAF, like fill the DAF very carefully, read the things very carefully. Okay, 100 plus questions on DAF. So that means that each section, like suitability, let's say you have written quick learner, so or you have written that you are very adaptable, you have written you have problem solving skills. So a question might come from the team, is from the panel, that how you are saying that you have problem solving skills, what you have done to say that you have problem solving skills. So 100 plus question from your DAF, try to make multiple questions from each area, that okay, from this area what questions can come for me, from my qualifications what question can come from me. Let's say you have finance background, or let's say you have economics background, so multiple questions can come from you from those background. Or let's say you have mechanical background, so the question can come that okay, from BTech why you are coming to IRDI, how you will be helpful in IRDI, how you will fit in IRDI. So from each section try to make multiple questions for yourself, because at least in the interview, yes, it will be very spontaneous, the interview will be carrying various different questions. But if you have prepared 100 plus questions on your DAF, if you have covered, let's say you have made 5 to 10 questions from your qualification, at least 1 or 2 question might come in the actual interview also. Or from 100 plus questions, at least let's say 10 questions might come in the interview. So those 10 questions you will be prepared very well. Okay, so this is the idea, that make multiple questions on your DAF so that you are somewhat prepared for the different questions that can come to you. Okay, so this is the DAF for them. DAF is you, so respect the DAF, fill the DAF very carefully, avoid common mistakes in DAF that you can do just by reading that actually what they are asking, and do make multiple questions on each section of the DAF so that you are prepared for some common questions and you are not getting stuck in those common questions. Okay, now coming to the second point about IRDI. So you should be knowing about IRDI, and how can you know about IRDI? From the IRDI website. So do open up the IRDI website, and in the About Us section there is mission statement that you should read, duties and responsibilities, composition of authority, or if you see this or organogram, so here diagram is provided that okay, chairman and such. Okay, so do know that what is the structure in the organization, board of directors, part-time members. So do see that, so you know that how many board of directors are there, how many part-time members are there, who is the chairman and such. Okay, so this is about the IRDAI. So about us, in this you can read the duties, responsibilities, the mission statement about IRDAI. Okay. Next is the evolution. So in consumer affairs, the evolution of insurance is given. So when was LIC established? When was GIC established? The nationalization of the GIC. And so the evolution of insurance sector is given in this section of evolution of insurance that you should be aware about. Grievance redressal. So recently the grievance redressal has been focused on in the banking sector, in the insurance sector and all. So you should be knowing that, okay, what is grievance redressal procedure and the mechanism in the under the IRDAI. So you should be aware about the grievance redressal process also, okay, because that is very important for the consumers and such. Now media. In the media section there are press releases that are provided. So in the press releases, these are released by the IRDAI. So that means these are recent developments that have been informed by IRDAI. So this is very important, okay. So these are some sections. In the reports and statistics, there is the annual report that is provided. Below the annual report, there are some like consumer related handbook that is provided, okay. So that you can read and that you should focus on. Now about now in IRDAI website only there are departments that have been mentioned. So there are multiple departments. So at least have the basic idea about the different departments. When you will click on this accounts, you will get to know that, okay, what thing this department do, actuarial what thing this department do, okay. So do read about the departments, do have the basic knowledge about the departments. So this is regarding about IRDAI. In the website, go through the different sections and read the important things. So these are some of the important things that I have shown you. Okay, in the report and statistics, the annual report is there, and below the annual report there is also one section regarding the handbooks. So do read the consumer related handbook, okay. The consumer related booklet is there. So below the annual report there is the handbook session. In this consumer related booklet is there. So do like see it once, okay. So these are the important areas that you need to focus on in the IRDAI website. Now current affairs. So in the current affairs, you have to first of all focus on the press releases. I have told you that IRDAI releases the press releases, that is the recent developments that is undertaken by the IRDAI. So there are very few press releases in the last 3 to 6 months. So the press releases, you can see that, okay, what developments have happened, what changes the IRDAI has informed through the press releases. So in the current affairs, focus on the current affairs regarding IRDAI and focus on these press releases of the IRDAI, as well as in annual report also there are various developments that the IRDAI has mentioned. So read the annual report like very in depth, very in depth. You should know that what is the insurance penetration, what is the percentage insurance density, what is the data for that, Bima Trinity, Bima Manthan. Like a question, let's say a question comes that the IRDAI, how is it connecting with the insurance companies and how is it connecting with the stakeholders in the insurance sector? So how? That is through Bima Manthan, right? So such questions can come. So IRDAI annual report is a very good source for your different knowledge in the different areas, the challenges that are coming up, the improvements that have happened. All of this is mentioned in the annual report, okay. So this is the idea. Next is knowledge. So when we come to knowledge part, you have given phase 1, you have given phase 2. So you have the knowledge in the economics section, you have the knowledge in the insurance section, okay. In the insurance and economics, remember that the terminologies have to be used very carefully. But do you really think that if 50 questions are asked from you in the interview, will you be able to give the right answer of all the questions? I don't think so that it is possible, right? Because the panel is asking you questions from different directions, from different areas. So there might be time when such a hard question comes that you are not able to answer the question or you are not even aware about the term. Then what will happen? Then knowledge versus attitude. The attitude of yours will matter. So here, how you are saying no, that okay, sorry sir, I'm not, or sorry ma'am, I'm not aware about this terminology or this particular concept, but I will surely learn about this just after my interview gets over. I would like to know about it. So the attitude should be very polite, should be like clear that okay, I'm not aware about it, but I would learn, like I would be happy to learn about it. Okay, so your attitude will matter a lot in the interview, especially where you are giving the answers correctly. Then also you have to be polite. Even if you are not able to answer the question, you have to understand that okay, this I'm not aware about, and you have to politely submit that okay, I'm not aware about this, but I will surely learn about this and will get to know more about this. Okay, so and see, you cannot and you should not be making mistakes in the basic terminologies like insurance penetration. If a question comes on the basic terminologies, that in those areas you should not be making any mistake, because insurance penetration, it is a very basic term in insurance area, insurance density and such. So especially regarding the syllabus that is provided to you, the basic terminologies, be aware about that. Do not make mistakes in such easy areas. Okay, so in this case, the knowledge, you should have the knowledge, and you have given phase 2, so you have the knowledge. Refine that knowledge a little. Do go through the insurance section once more and have the basic idea of what is going on in the economy, what is the economic growth, and what is the changes that are happening in the inflation scenario, as well as do remember that sometime your knowledge will lag behind. Some questions might be very tough out of your understanding, so keep your attitude such that it is positive and you have the learning attitude, or it seems to the panel that you have the learning attitude and you will learn about it. Okay, so this is the idea. Now mannerism. So do not slouch down. Okay, do not like be attentive, because the posture, if you are sitting at an upright posture, your posture shows that okay, you are interested in the interview, you are listening to the members and such. So keep your posture very correct. Do not be like looping down, or do not sit lousily, because that will not be good. Okay, do not sit like this, that will be not respectful for the panel, right? So do not sit in the disrespectful manner. Sit straight and do look at them. Okay, when you are answering to a person, do look at the person, as well as the other people, other panel members are also hearing to you, so you can also time to time you can also see to the other panel members. Okay, so when you are answering one panel member, do make the eye contact when you are answering, but in the middle you can also look at the other panel members. So always make the eye contact, because that shows your confidence that okay, you are confident in whatever you are answering. Okay, and let's say that a question comes and you are aware about the question, but the data you are not aware about. So you can tell that okay, ma'am, I am aware, or sir, I am aware about the concept. Okay, this is the concept, but I will have to look into the data, and I will surely look into the data after the interview, or I will surely look into the data in the coming time. Okay, so that will show you that okay, you know about the concept, but okay, you are not aware about the data. But now here your positive attitude have to shine. Okay, now mannerism. So when we are talking about mannerism, some basic points I have told you, that do not sit in a slouchy manner, do not sit in a lousy manner, do not be very too much comfortable that you are sitting like you are sitting at home. Okay, so coming to the mannerism, see the dressing sense, it should not be, you should not be underdressed, you should not be overdressed. Okay, something shiny should not be worn, because it should not be over the top, right? So do not wear anything very shiny. If you are wearing a sari or suit, wear a very sober sari or suit. Similarly, if you are wearing coat pant, so wear it in a very, like wear the very sober kind of coat pant, gray and blue kind of coat pant, so that is not like very shiny. Okay, how to enter and exit the interview. So when you are entering the interview, just enter, do not make noise with your shoes very much. And when you are entering the interview, do say good morning, good afternoon, and then sit down with the permission. And when you are exiting the interview, again say thank you, and when you are exiting, do not look back. Okay, so eye contact, when you are answering a question, do make the eye contact with the panel members, with the panel member to which you are answering, as well as to the other members also. Sitting posture should be straight, should not be lousy. Body language should be positive. Okay, and do the hand movements, because the hand movement shows that you are interested in answering, or you are listening to the question and you are answering to the question. Okay, so hand movements, it should not be over the top. You should not be making like very wide hand movements, that doesn't look good, but the hand movements should be there. Some minimal hand movements should be there. Do not make too many hand movements, but minimal hand movements should be there. That shows your inquisitiveness and that shows your attentiveness also. Disagree with the interviewer in the sense that, let's say you know the answer and you are very sure about the answer. Now the interviewer is trying to see that how much you will stick to your point, or if you are confident about your point or not. So if you are very confident about your point, disagree with the interviewer that no ma'am, I have read about it and I think that this is the point. Okay, so and if you are disagreeing, then also you have to be very polite while disagreeing with the interviewer. Okay, so be polite, do disagree if you are very confident about a point, because they are trying to check your stand, they are trying to check your knowledge and your confidence also. Okay, how to say I do not know. So I have told you that if you do not know the answer of a very tough question, or you do not know the answer of a question, do not worry about it. Take it in a positive sense that okay, I'm not aware about this concept ma'am or sir, but I will surely read about it. So take it in a positive sense and do not be underconfident after that. So now handling insecurities. So how you can handle the insecurities? Let's say you have gap years or poor academic results in your graduation or post graduation, or no work experience. These are the insecurities for you. The panel is not seeing these things as insecurities. The panel is trying to just know that why do you have the gap years. They are just inquisitive about your gap years, that why you have so when you are handling the insecurities, do not be defensive. Be in this also, you have to have the positive outlook that yes ma'am, I gave these years in my preparation for the examination where I gained the knowledge about the different subjects and I was able to know about the different concepts from the different perspective, but I was not able to clear a certain phase, and I understood that I should move on and I should be focused on the different opportunities that I have in the future. And then I gave different examinations and I got to know about the regulatory body examination also, and I started pursuing that. So do not be defensive. Gap years, you can just justify that okay, you were interested in a particular organization or you were interested in a particular exam and you gave the exam, you gained a lot of knowledge. Do not be defensive, just be positive. Okay, in this also. Poor academic results, so you can say that yes ma'am, at that time I was engaged in a lot of extracurricular activities, I was engaged in the sports activities, and so I was not able to focus on the academics. And later on I realized the importance of the academics and the studies also, and then I moved towards the regulatory body examination and I started preparing wholeheartedly, and I was able to get the knowledge about the different subjects. Okay, so you can justify your gap years, you can justify your poor academic results. Do not be defensive. In this case, have the positive outlook. If you have done some mistake, you have to accept that yes, I wasted some of my years, I was not so focused on that because of my family problems or such. So do not be defensive, just say the things honestly or with passion and it will show. Okay, no work experience, so you can say that yes ma'am, I am fresher, and just after my college I got very interested in the regulatory body examination and I started preparing for that. Okay, so these are insecurities for you. Remember that they are not the insecurities, or the panel is not trying to see these as the insecurities. The panel is just trying to know that why you have gap years or why there is the poor academic background and such. So the insecurities you have to make. See, I cannot feed you some answers and that you will say in the interview and that will go good. No, you have to handle your insecurities. I can just tell you that you have to handle your insecurities without being defensive, because the panel is just trying to know that why you have certain things. Okay, so don't be defensive, just have the positive outlook and try to answer the thing in a very positive light and try to see the positive things that you have gained from different experiences. Like from the gap years, you have gained knowledge about the different subjects, and you also got to know about the regulatory body examination because you were preparing for a certain exam, let's say. And poor academic results, maybe the conditions were different at that time, so you can tell about those conditions, that okay, at that time I was not much focused, but later on I realized in my life that yes, studies also hold very much importance. I got interested in the finance, in economics, and insurance sector, and I got to study more about it, and I became very very interested. Okay, so handle the things in a positive light. That will be a good mark. Okay, that will leave a good mark. And these are the different insecurities. Just the point is that you have to justify, just prepare your answers for the justification of these points, and don't be defensive in the interview, and just answer in the positive light. Okay, so this is the idea. Now this is the end of the session. Again, I will tell you that this was a small session. I couldn't talk in length about the different points, but if you join the interview guidance program, there are different videos that are provided to you regarding the mannerism, the dressing sense, or the dress that you can wear, as well as there are different videos on your communication skills. There are different videos regarding the areas of knowledge that you should focus on. There is one-to-one DAF session where you can talk up to the mentor regarding your particular problem, as well as there is also the mock interview taken by a very prominent panel member. So you can join the interview guidance program free of cost if you are going to appear for the IRDAI Grade A interview. Okay, so this is it for the video. Thank you so much for joining the session. All the very best for your interview.